You want to make sure you're kicking deep enough that it maintains your hold, but at the same time you don't want to kick too hard that if it is a crevasse or something you end up falling through. So you have to really use your head, constantly judge the area like that now. Boom, straight down. Welcome back to Kinesi, everyone. I hope you're having an amazing day. It's been a long time actually since I've done a video. I've been very busy with other things. Trying to keep the sun out of the picture here. You join me on a very cold, about -4 degrees, Wednesday morning. We have the sun belting down and I'm on my way up to the big stack. Done the stack plenty of times. You'll see loads of videos on the channel of this climb. I'm not with the goats today, I'm on my own. And actually the route I'm going to take today was the route I took before when I slid down in the snow with Shanna. It is cold, but there isn't any snow there, so it's going to be an actual proper hike up there, I'd say. My plan is to get to the ridge, which is just up to here, big stack. It's literally one of my favourite places to go. There's been a few incidences on Carantoul with regards to people climbing and not having the correct gear. The snow that fell, and again I'll just quickly show you here, the past couple of days has actually really frozen. It's gone very, very solid, almost to an ice state already. This time of year, that's quite rare. It's normally about February that we start to get the snow compacts into ice, but it has turned to ice already, which means it's extremely dangerous. And only yesterday, 9 people had to be saved off the Devil's Ladder. Coming up here, you have to make sure you got the right gear. This is a different type of climbing. It's almost alpine climbing when we have the snow here. So, plan of action is to get up onto this ridge, get some beautiful shots. It's a lovely day, and yeah, let's just hope for the best. Okay, so you can probably see much more clearly now than earlier. So we're basically going up here. This is that route I said I took before in the snow, but there is a bit of mist up there. It might look like clouds on the camera. No clouds in the sky whatsoever. It's gorgeous. It's very cold. I'd say it's probably dropped again because I am in the sheltered area of the Reeks. The sun is on the other side. But yeah, looking good. I'm estimating it'll probably take about 45 minutes to scale this at a comfortable pace. I don't want to run up here. I want to enjoy it, make the most of this, and hopefully I'll do a live feed when I get onto that ridge line. We have still got the 5 kilometre restrictions in again. This is our 3rd lockdown, so I'm not expecting really to see too many people up here, but because it's not so familiar with people outside the area, it's really untouched. People can see the mountain but very rarely get to climb it. So there it is. It's where is she? Over there. Favourites. Cruach Mhor, big stack, a few different names for it. So let's crack on up here and yeah, let's keep going. Okay, so finally got to the top of that ridge. I only wish I could have filmed it. It was incredible, but I didn't have my sports camera. I had to use both my hands. But windy up here, I'd say it's easy, -5, -6. I very rarely wear even hats, even though the sun is shining. But I can definitely feel it today. I'm considering maybe taking another route down, a different route to descend, because that was quite precarious towards the end anyway. We don't have many hours left of sunlight, so I don't want to faff around. I want to get up here, I want to show you those views. But check this out. This is now the valley behind me, the sun is shining. It's a beautiful day, extremely cold. A little patch of snow right there. Normally this area I'm in is like a channel. If you hike Strakeen onto Bracca, you would normally come down here, rest here, have a breather, and then you take the steps up here. But this normally gets very, very windy. A gust that blows in here from the south, it shoots across this plain, and then it goes down there into the north. At the moment it's okay, but I am going to keep moving. Yeah, amazing. We got here anyway, so let's keep going. Okay everybody, So we've descended from down there, we've hit the snow, and actually where I normally camp is just behind this ridge here. Obviously it's covered in ice and snow today, but we finally got some snow, and we started all the way down there. Actually it's not too far, but that's where I started filming there, those trees. We walked through, which is now in the shadows, all through here. We followed the river, and then it brought us up. There's the lakes. We've come up, and then we've come up this way. Looking over here, we have Purple Mountain. That's the other side of the Gabardine Low. We have Tomies, which is there, and there's that Strickling again there. And yeah, beautiful views. The sun is out. It has warmed up. It's not as cold as it was, or it doesn't feel as cold as it did. Okay, so we've hit a lot of snow here, and actually it's become quite dodgy because the snow is compact into ice, and you can see it's a nice old route down if we slip. So I'm having to really think about this. The crampons are going on in a second for sure, but I'm just thinking what I might also try and do is get to the other side of this ridge. I know there's no snow there, but this is actually quite dangerous, and it's sheer. I mean, it's very, the snow doesn't look very deep here, but it's very, you can't even kick into it. And again, this is what I was talking about earlier. The snow compacts, it turns to ice, and if you do slip, as you can see here, you're going down a fair distance, so you have to be careful. So what I'm going to try and do now is I'm actually going to get to the other side of the mountain. It's windier, but I know there's no snow there. It'll be safer. Now I'm going to continue along the ridge. Yeah, always be careful. Always be really careful. Very slippery up here, and it's all compacting because it's still very cold. So let's crack on. Okay, so obviously snow has got much thicker. There is a wind. And of course, the dangerous thing about things like hiking in the snow or climbing in the snow, this is fantastic, this thing. But the thing you have to be very careful of is the ground may look fairly flat or safe, when in actual fact there can be huge crevasses underneath, and this looks very soft. And what I'm actually doing is following deer footprints along because I know they're the safest routes. And again, I roughly know the mountains, but when you have a layer of thick snow, it's very easy to miscalculate your footsteps or misjudge something. You think you're walking on flat ground when in actual fact you're not. And what I'm finding more easier to do is to actually climb on the ridge where I know there's solid rocks. Down this side now, the snow is literally baked in, and it has formed like ice. So that's definitely crampon territory. Here it's a bit softer. I'm coming across elements of grass, moss, which then messes up the crampon. So at the moment I'm staying on the middle, which is soft. So I don't need the crampons just yet. Again, if you look down here, there's no snow, and even here on the mountain, you can see here, frost on the side. The sun has melted most of it on that side. It can be extremely dangerous, especially if you're on your own, so you have to take your time. Be careful with each step. If you take one wrong footstep, you could end up going down here. See, these are the deer footprints. They're good enough for the deers. They're good enough for me. We're going to go a little bit further. Here is the big stack, the big gun ridge here. And of course the sun is there. My aim was to do this ridge that I'm on. If I could get to the stack in time, I was happy with that. But it is getting late now. It is nearly 2:30, which obviously doesn't sound too late, but when you're up on a mountain, that is quite late. So we're going to go a little bit further. see what we can do. If it gets too funny, I'll be coming off this mountain. Okay everybody, so we finally found a route up here safe enough to get to the stack. She's just there. Again, these deer footprints have been amazing. Sun is there, the winds have died down, and of course you don't know, like I said earlier, what's underneath your footsteps. You want to make sure you're kicking deep enough that it maintains your hold, but at the same time you don't want to kick too hard that if it is a crevasse or something you end up falling through. So you have to really use your head, constantly judge the area like that now. Boom, straight down. Fortunately it wasn't too deep. So you have to constantly judge the area, be careful, take your time, and really just go with your gut instinct as well. This is never really a race, you want to make sure it's nice and slow. I'm trying to stick near enough to the top side of the ridge, like I said, because I know further up the top it's rocks and it's not really deep holes. The edge is literally there, and if you slip, you're going right off the edge. Just found out someone died yesterday here on Carantal. 9 people also rescued by helicopter. This is the big stack. This is the big gun ridge here. This is Knock and Pista, and I've done a free climb here. I am yet again to film this area, but every time I get to this section, I run out of daylight, run out of time. It will come eventually one day. We're going to keep going here. Let's go. So the final push now. I'm running out of memory. Big stack is here. Snow has got incredibly deep, 2 to 3 feet in some areas, deeper in others. We finally made it to the top of the big stack. There's our views. Stunning. There we are. The top of the big stack. Cruach Mhor. All frosted over in here. Incredible. Just come around, you'll see now. Beautiful sunlight. There we are. Again, a lot more risky, a lot more dangerous than you would think. You're climbing to quite a high elevation. Very important that with these things now you take your time, of course. You set off nice and early, and just really try to respect your surroundings. The mountain, again, it makes its own weather, and these are the views you are blessed with if you have the respect. Again, that infamous lake, I'm always swimming in the lake. There are views. I'm not going to hang around, I'm going to be shooting straight back down the mountain. It's getting late now. I'm going to change my descent route as well. What I'm actually going to do is go straight down here. So there we are. Okay everybody, thank you very much for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe to the channel. Plenty more adventures coming soon, exercise videos, the works, and remember to have a fantastic day. See you again for the next video. Take care.